Hello and welcome back to the channel, and today you find me in Shoreham by sea, and I've come to have a look at these fantastic river boats. So what we're going to do is we're going to start our walk up just over there. I'm going to have a walk along behind all of these fantastic river boats, have a little look and talk about some of them. Then we're going to head all the way down to this bridge here and then wander through Shoreham town, finish up the video here. A little bit of a curiosity, but down on this riverbank, on this side here, we've got all of these little strange houses. Now, this bottom bit here is a boat, and then the top bit there is like a static caravan that's been fitted to the top of the boat. Similar down here. It's quite a unique thing, I guess. Maybe, yeah, let me know if it's not unique, but I don't know anywhere else where this seems to go on. Again, this one's got some decking to a little play area, so it looks like got a family living in that one. And this one's sort of semi off grid. We've got some solar panels up on there. Lovely place to come for a walk. As you can see, we've got these planters by the side of it. Quite safe if you're bringing dogs, because you've got this fenced off section here and a wall on that side. So the area we're in now is the River Ada, that heads out from Shoreham, and that is Shoreham just over there in the distance. This whole area is a floodplain essentially, or an estuary, so this fills up with water, and I guess at some parts of the day maybe some of these boats will even float. I don't know, to be honest. I'm not sure how watertight they would be. Certainly people are living in the bottom of that one there, but we've got windows in there. Can't imagine there's much chance of maintenance. You're not going to be able to lift these out of the water. Again, this one here, we've got an old hull that has been transplanted with a new living space on top. Here we've got a more traditional looking one. I'm not sure what these boats used to be. They almost look like barges of some description. Look at the sort of the hull of that one. It doesn't look like they're meant to cut through the waves very well. Looks like they've got on-grid power here, because we have got some services there, but off-grid log burning in this one. Wow, look at this one here. It's quite a machine, this. I love the little door cut into the side of the hull there. I mean, this does look like a proper boat that's been expanded on, doesn't it? Again, off-grid that one. Got some solar on the roof there. Again, that one's looking a little bit more boat rather than barge-like. Got quite complex structures as well to get over to the boats, but power going across. We got this one here. It's similar to the other one with this kind of almost like a welded hull. Looks like it needs a lick of paint. This one here's got quite a complex infrastructure on the shoreline. Don't know too much about how all of this goes down, because obviously, the boats themselves are floating entities in the estuary, but obviously there's all of this area here, and whether the occupants have to pay to moor there, a mooring fee. I'm assuming that the reason that these people have chosen to live in this way is just because it's got to be a much more cost-effective way of living. Can't imagine any of these people are paying the community charges that we all have to pay. I mean, some of them are. This one's quite a modest one. How small this one is. And this one as well. I mean, it's a fairly big boat, but the actual living space on top is quite modest. This one's an unusual one, isn't it? I mean, I guess this is all boat, steel or iron hull, and that looks very boat-like. But again, strange looking. Doesn't look like a seafaring hull to me. Maybe it's a river boat of some description. So this one here. Right here we got some really interesting boats here. We've got this one here, front end of a car, the back end of a car of Reliant Robin, half a bus here, and a buoy used as a post box. And to get to this property, you've got this amazing set of stairs, almost look like they've been made out of some kind of concrete. And down here, this entrance here looks like it's the cone of a jet engine. Again, sort of some artistic looking stairs getting up to these boats. Again, here you can see the whole car has been incorporated into the boat. This one's fantastic, isn't it? Look at this lounge area. The back of it, very artistic, although it's sort of quite so watertight today with some condensation on the windows. We get here. This one is completely sculpted. Guessing some kind of fiberglass. Looks like you can stay at this one. So enjoy a magical stay in a self-contained accommodation. So that's an Airbnb. So yeah, Airbnb if you wanted to stay in this one. One behind it is quite interesting as well. More modern style look. Oh, and actually this one here, I haven't noticed it, but there's a little bridge. So these two boats here are part of the same structure. And this one we've got a old microwave used as a post box. Back round there so you can see these quirky boats. These ones are a bit more conventional, aren't they? So as we get here, there's something that looks like it should be on Grand Designs or something like that, like an architectural structure. And I'm not sure whether you can really call it a boat, but if we sort of look down there, we can see there's a structure that they're sitting on. Whether this structure would actually float or not, I'm not 100% sure. But looks like it's going to be quite a big building once it's finished. And this one is a grand old vessel in itself, isn't it? So don't know the history of this particular one, but I would imagine this is an old patrol boat of some description. On the side there we've got its old markings from when it was owned by the Navy, I guess. And it's nice to see that it hasn't been sort of added to. It's quite pure. I mean, it looks like a boat. Probably never go be seaworthy again, but interesting to see this. It's been remade into somewhere for people to live. In stark contrast, the neighbouring boat is quite a modern structure. This one again, don't know whether you can really call it a boat. Looks like it does float, this one. It looks like it has got some kind of floating structure, but that is definitely a house on the river. Another perspective of this one. Obviously this one's going to be having quite a large outdoor space as well, with all of this decking being erected right next to it. In stark contrast to this more modern structure, we've got these two more Heath Robinson style. Looks like these ones have been made up with some old bits, maybe salvaged from local building sites. This one's way more conventional, isn't it? Like the ones at the start here. This one looks like it was some kind of static caravan that's been plonked on top of a barge. Got a couple more traditional boats here, again with structures popped on top. So this one's looking a little bit sorry for itself. As I said earlier, probably very difficult to get these boats out of the water to do any kind of repairs on it, and as we can see, the whole side of the boat has rotted away, but it has exposed the fact that underneath there is like a purpose-built structure to support the boat, very similar to these piers. So I don't know whether you could count some of these as actually being boats. They're actually sort of houses or buildings in the sea. I think if you live here you have to be very artistic. Let's look at all of these fantastic pictures in the window. Right, here we've got a new build. It's probably about as new as you can get, so old barge, I guess. Looks like it's metal of some description there, with this pine cabin on top. This one's very traditional boat, isn't it? So we can definitely see it was a boat, a barge of some description, and the top deck again looks like it was the original boat. Reason being is that to stop the structure from cracking, they've rounded the corners and all the windows. Same reason you will see on a aircraft round windows. It's where the corners are on these windows that stresses occur and causes the structure to crack. So yeah, that's an original bit of boat on top there. This one is an amazing structure, isn't it? 2 stories and patios. That must be a lovely place to live. Interesting old boat, this one. It almost looks like it's, looks like it's made of concrete. So it's a concrete boat. I mean, it looks purpose built. I mean, there's portholes in there. This one's definitely a barge, but nothing on top, so the people are living right down inside the barge themselves with just skylight for lights. Other perspective on it there. Some more traditional boats on this side. This one's, I don't know if anyone's living in that one there, but this one's in better days, isn't it? That you can see the inside of the boat, or inside of the house on it, trying to poke its way out. Yeah, and the bottom of the boat as well. It's starting to come away. Last view here. Yeah, there we go. Last couple of boats. So what we're going to do is we're going to head onto this bridge and walk into the town centre and do the loop back to the car. So should get some different perspectives of all of these boats from up on the bridge. So one of the benefits of living on these boats is one, obviously the lifestyle, but two, the views. I mean, got Lancing College there in the distance. It looks absolutely magnificent today. So you probably can't tell, but these two bridges here are relatively new. This was the Norfolk Bridge, quite a spectacular bridge that was there previously. I think it was some kind of swing or lift bridge, so that boats could make their way past that heading northbound. But with trade not being utilising the River Ada anymore, and they put this more traditional road bridge in, and this one is a relatively new footbridge connecting Shoreham Beach to Shoreham town. Got some more boats over here as well. There's no coastal path on that side there, so much harder to access those ones. So right here we get to the swing section of this bridge. So this entire centre section can pivot around this centre pole, allowing the bigger ships to pass through. Never actually seen this in action, to be honest. I guess there's not much reason to go any further north, other than maybe to access some of the bits over here, the boats over here, to get these in and out maybe. But still has the functionality to be able to swing. As you can see over here, we've got some more traditional boat yards with proper boats, and this is the outlet for the River Ada heading out to the sea. More perspective on the houseboats over there. So as we get into Shoreham town, this is as you can see, quite a traditional seaside town. This quay over here would have been the docking points, no longer used for trade unfortunately anymore, and the area down there is more commercial, although as you can see it's been taken over by very expensive properties. Everyone fighting for a seaside view. So as you can see here, looking back at all of the boats, you can see why this type of lifestyle would be appealing. One, obviously from a cost point of view, and two, obviously you're getting these great sea views on a sunny day. Probably a lovely place to live. So this is one of my favourite views when travelling through Shoreham, just because it's been there for as long as I can remember. This seaman holding the crown outside the Crown and Anchor. So right here we've got the old toll house, 1833 to 1967. And that's because, as I said before, it used to be a different type of bridge here. I believe these old structures at the end are original. So it tells us there, rebuilt by West Sussex County Council in 1987. And the original bridge, being called Norfolk Bridge, was constructed by the Duke of Norfolk in 1923. I hope you've enjoyed this short video. Thanks a lot for watching. See you next time.